Shaggy. I am Philalitheia, and I am headed home early today. I'm cold and tired and hurting real bad. Ugh, I am definitely sick as a dog. I woke up. I woke up Saturday afternoon, I guess. It wouldn't have been Saturday morning because I went to bed technically Saturday morning. Woke up Saturday afternoon puking my guts out. And I've been just trying to keep water down for the last 48 hours, basically 36 hours or whatever. I'm in a ton of pain. My pelvis is just on fire. And now my back is starting to hurt all the time. It's whatever. But it is what it is. That's why you didn't see me yesterday. Why you only saw me for a little bit this morning, just while I was getting to the Panera. I don't like being live in the Panera anymore. If I say anything interesting, I can't monetize it. So, no sense. It's been cold. Part of the problem is I got this hernia, and part of the problem is that my body is struggling to regulate its heat because I'm getting dehydrated in my sleep. But I got my I got my new bottle. It has a straw and everything, and I know I've got 24 hours of practice of waking up, rolling over, and sucking on it until my stomach hurts, and rolling back over and going back to sleep. So that is something that I know I can do. I don't know what we're going to do tomorrow. I'm going to take you back to the tent with me. I'm going to get comfortable, and I guess if there's a conversation going, we'll keep that conversation alive. I am trying to stay awake until 4 when Rachie wakes up, so I can send her off to work with a good morning. And so maybe I edit, or maybe I play something, or maybe I talk to you guys. We'll see. Oh, Max. I don't know. I have no plan for tonight. My only goal today, this 24 hours, has been to stay awake. I've spent a lot of it with my head folded over on my knees, sleeping, folded over on the table in front of me, sleeping, or at least trying not to actually fall asleep. We pushed through. No big deal. I'm not asking for anything. Certainly not asking for sympathy. That you want less from me today. Hello, Max. I'm fine, I guess. Thank you, Egregor. Appreciate it. It is cold. But it is all good. I don't exactly know why my body heat regulation wasn't working properly. Probably because my... Why can't I sleep? Who said I can't sleep? Mark. Thank you, Cindy. I appreciate it. I'm staying awake because this is my normal sleep schedule. Do you tend to sleep more than 8 hours a day, Mark? Well, if you maintain a regular sleep schedule, why are you giving me shit for maintaining a regular sleep schedule? To market, to buy a fat pig. Home again, jiggity jig. Alright. Go. Ah, shit. Why do you think I care to even ponder that with you, Marshall? Why does it behoove me to experience that with you? Why did my computer just turn on? Why do I want to ponder it, Marshall? Why do I give a shit? Hello, Cluckin'. Why am I motivated to care about what you scroll across? Oh my God. Maybe, Marshall, you're just not smart enough to derive the answers you want. Maybe you're just dumb because you're not answering why I'm incentivized to give a shit. You're just asking the same questions over and over again, and they're not good questions. It's not 1034 everywhere. And where is there knowledge to gain anywhere on the internet? Who goes scrolling for the internet for knowledge to gain? Go away, Marshall. Hello, Kissy. You are the swine before whom Jesus suggested not throwing one's pearls. Probably you too, Jimmy. Hello, guiding. Unluckily for you, I wouldn't give a shit if you could thumb down. Maybe. Egregore. If you could what? That's actually pretty good. That's sour as shit. Doing any better as regards what, Mark? Wow. Seem to be doing so far so good. I'm comfortable right now. Hurting, but comfortable. But it's not that cold. I mean, it's cold. It's not that bad. I mean, it's below freezing. It's not exactly comfortable. I wouldn't want to be naked. But it's not that bad. I shouldn't like have my head up against the wall of my tent right here because it's just cold. But here I am. So again, I don't know how long I'm going to be here. I don't really have anything to talk about. And I'm only here to cultivate good conversation, and so long as the conversation's good, I'll be here. But it's a Sunday night. And I might just go to bed. I might just lay here and rest my eyes in the dark until 4 a.m. Oh, my head hurts so bad. That was a loud noise. Okay. Now I've got headache and general body ache. I don't know that I think that heaven exists. Um, I don't think we're given an Elysian garden or a Valhalla. Um, I think the best we can hope for is dissolution and return to the source. Um, a death where we retain consciousness would be hell, no matter how uh, no matter how you spend it. Fine, Jeff. Why are you being an asshole? Hello, Officer Jim. That's sour. I wasn't going to, but then you suggested I should. So now I guess I have to. Sour as hell. Situational irony with the good spirits you gave? I don't know. I don't remember. Gregor, I don't remember the first part of today. I don't remember what I was talking about or anything that happened during it. I'm very sick and still very fatigued. I don't remember. If you're saying you put me in a bad mood, I don't think that's the case. I don't think you put me in a bad mood. As far as I know, Jesse. As far as I know. Neither of them is a part of my life. Why are you asking? Yeah, well, that's kind of what I was talking about. I do kind of remember that. I wanted to talk about that one song. I heard that song that says that his favorite thing about the holiday season is that everybody reminds you to be in good cheer, and that's why it's the most wonderful time of the year. And how that made sense to me. My PDA, when people tell me to be in a good mood, I go, "What? Fuck you! Don't tell me what mood to be in." But for other people, they need to be reminded to be in a good mood because it's a hard time of year. And you're not the only person going through it, right? Does that make sense? If we're all going through it together and we're all reminding one another to be in good cheer because we're all going through it together, then we're not beginning a regressive cycle toward group suicide. Hello, Zoe. What's up? Yeah, we used to live in a lot closer proximity than we do now. Lucas, buddy, I don't know if I got any nuts for you, pal. I don't know if I do. Chill out, pal. Stop also be around.
once said that an almond was beneath him. We will see if he thinks an almond is beneath him today. Ugh. I do remember having that thought now that you've jogged it. I should not have hit that, but I did. So here we are. Mm. Oh. Did you get bored, Jesse? I don't understand why you were asking those questions. I have to remember to plan my time around Christmas because everything's closed on Christmas and everything closes early on Christmas Eve. So I have to remember to be back at the tent by like 5 p.m. and then I'm gonna on Christmas Eve, and then I'm gonna be here until whatever the day after Christmas. It's gonna be a long and boring 36 hours. But whatever. Done it before. We'll do it again. 20 something couple today. I went and I picked up some saltines and Sprite. In case I couldn't sleep, I could sit here and make sure that I'm putting something in my body. And then a couple of packs of hot hands, and the girl at the register was taking forever. And the girl just looks at me and she goes, "You can put your stuff with ours if you want." And I looked at her and she goes, I'm just feeling the season." And I said, "You don't have to do that, but if you're sure." And he gave me a nice handshake and they gave me a nice have a good night. That was nice. I didn't want their money or for them to do that. It was just nice to be acknowledged as a person who's alive in the world by strangers. That was nice. And they wanted the lasting memory of using that $15 or whatever. And that's nice. That was nice. Yeah, totally, Egregore. Yeah, yeah. I That's why I said I don't remember being annoyed by you. If I affected being annoyed, I don't remember, and so it wasn't lasting. Um, yeah, for sure. Spirit to me, especially when we capitalize it like that, means a manner of being, a way of life, and then we describe that through the breath because the breath is what's most inside us, life giving. I really need to get back to that book. I was reading a work of philology on the word theonoustos, and it means God breathed, but really it means God breathed. And it's from a later book in the from a later epistle. I'm trying to remember. I can never remember which one. Not Thomas. It can't be Thomas. But that later epistle is pretending to be John, and so it's just interesting in its own right. I need to get back to that. I've been thinking about it the last few days. I don't actually like to read. I prefer to read out loud. It yonks me right to sleep if I'm just reading in my head. It puts me right out, and has since just after high school. I get so relaxed. I wake up in the book. Fuck, did it again. Every time. Okay, Chris. I don't know why you're shouting at me. I didn't do anything to deserve to be shouted at. But I don't feel alone. I have 8 people watching me right now, and a girlfriend, friends. You're not shouting anymore. As far as I can tell, not me. Indeed, Chris. Hey, for us. What's up? I'm okay. I'm sick, but I'm okay. I'm making sure to put calories and water in my body. I was puking yesterday. Today I'm just really photosensitive. What do you mean slump, Egg? I'll be fine tomorrow for us. I got the rest yesterday. I slept until my body was literally restless. So I get the worst of it out in the first 24 hours. Rest, forced myself to sleep for a full 24 hours. And then it's just about getting my stamina back. Yeah, I'll wake up fine tomorrow. I'll wake up hungry. It's impossible to explain to someone who doesn't understand, and if you don't understand, you can't understand. So it's impossible for me to explain, but I had a religious experience on Friday night. The religious experience had a hangover spiritually into Saturday that resulted in flu-like symptoms. I understand what you're saying, Egg. Yeah, right. You want something that puts you, like a task, the repetitive task that puts you to sleep, that you wouldn't wake up annoyed, puts you to sleep again. Yeah, totally understand. I started writing for that. I used to write fiction for that, and I would just pick up wherever I left off, even if it was mid-sentence. And yeah, some of it gets trippy and weird because you're asleep. So some of it's just garbage and you can't use it. But if you're not trying to publish, if you're just trying to put yourself to sleep, that worked for me. I think it I don't know that I've ever given a lot of thought into this, but I think it's about low-level repetitive stimulation. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say I had a spiritual experience. I'd say I had a religious experience. Not me. Yes. But if you want to define it as a spiritual experience because it's a non-standard religious experience, fine. We can use that terminology, but the language I would use is a religious experience. I had a heightened sensory perceptive experience. I'm glad to hear it, Egg. That's what I hope you don't mind me calling you Egg, but that's why I push myself through these even when I'm physically tired, even when I'm sick. I can still talk, right? I can still do this. I can still maintain a good temper for the most part. I'm sure there are people that are mad at me from the last 48 hours, and we just move on and we recoup in the next couple of days. But yeah, yes, not me. I had a religious experience. I had a heightened sensory perceptive experience, and it's resulted in some negative long term, short term really effects on my body. I will heal in the next few days. I will be fine. But I would recommend getting back on the road. I would recommend putting like as little pressure on it as you can get away with in your soul, because not everything, like, even okay, so the difference in hobby is pretending to do work. And if you're stimulating yourself intellectually, what you might find after you've been doing it for a few months or years is that you have a body of work that is worth perusal. That's how I arrived here. No, I can't afford a doctor right now, and I'm not trying to get a doctor in this town because I'm trying not to be in this town for very much longer. No, I haven't looked into it. I sought a doctor when I first injured myself, and they turned me away because of where the injury is. And so it's just a matter of suffering through it, or suffering through the medical industry. And I'll suffer through the medical industry when I have um, the will to do so. And while I'm living in a tent, I just don't have the will to also put up with a doctor. Maybe there is a treatment. I don't think you're wrong about that. I'm sure there are things I could do. Hey, Jazz, what's up, man? Yeah, it's all good. My knee's actually doing better. I've been sick the last couple days. I am all good. You guys don't worry about my health. I am fine. I'm just my age and living in a tent. I'm fine. You're gonna get Rachel all worried. You're gonna get her all up in a tizzy, and then I'm gonna have to fight that tomorrow. And how about them Seahawks? I told you, Darnold. I told you. I don't even mean that as like I told you so. I feel really good about your team. Darnold looked that was definitely the best game of the season, and Darnold looked so good. Bouncing back from those picks too. He needed a game like that in his career. Now he's just got to win in the postseason, and we can start talking about Darnold getting over the hump. That was such a good game, dude. I like those. I like that uniform. I know that's their rivals uniform or whatever, so they're only gonna wear that maybe once ever, but it was cool looking. I liked that a lot. What is this? I will be feeling just fine in just a few hours. Not me. I'm starting to feel better now, actually. It's just a matter of time, really, recouping my stamina, calories. Yeah, man. That's what I said. I didn't mean to do like I told you so. It's just I genuinely believed that Darnold could turn it around with the Seahawks. I really believed. I really believed. And him and JSN is just nasty together. Okay. I don't know if I can remember 0. But yeah, thank you for confirmation that it doesn't bother you. Yeah, Darnold's now he's just got to win in the playoffs. He's got to get that monkey off his back. And I hope they do. I hope the Seahawks go on a run this year. That defense is fun to watch. That whole team's fun to watch. If it looks like I'm watching the clock, I am. I'm making sure that time isn't passing too fast on me. Ugh. And I'm also doing math in my head about how I can kill the next 3.5 hours. I'm glad to see you around, Jazz. Well, I don't want to make you eat crow over Darnold, for sure not. I want to enjoy his career path with you. But I'm glad that prediction is turning out. I'm glad that conviction. I was convinced. I was convinced that Darnold could do what he did for that team, what he did for the Vikings, for the Seahawks. It's such a quarterback-driven league. Only losing one game in a 17-week span that's the quarterback. Everything else also has to go right. The defense has to play well, all that, and so the recency bias of seeing the playoffs be just too big for him, the pressure of the playoffs be too big for him, I can absolutely understand thinking that, he might come crashing back down to earth and that was just Kevin O'Connell or whatever. Totally, I can see that. But I believed he's just got to win in the playoffs. He's got to get a win in the postseason. I'm nervous about it too, buddy. I just keep telling myself that the Seahawks do everything that a playoff team needs to do. They run the ball, they convert on third down, and they play good defense. And for the first time in team history came back from 15 points in the fourth quarter. That's a pretty big deal. I think they can. Because K9 and Charbonnet, neither one of those dudes is injured, is slowed down right now. I'm nervous about it too, but I think they can get a win. I don't know what the seeding looks like right now, but they might even be looking at a bye. Competing for a bye anyway. Yep. Oh yeah. The Super Bowl is very likely to be won by the NFC this year. I agree with that. A lot of good teams. The AFC is going to look weird this year. It's going to look weird. No Chiefs, no Bengals. The Bills are going to fuck around and miss the playoffs. I didn't see whether the Patriots lost. I didn't finish the game tonight. Yeah, I hear that. Oh, okay. If the Colts lose, Buffalo's in. Heard that. Just stop. Thank you, buddy. And yeah, That San Francisco game does feel like a trap game. Man, putting division games late like that. God. It makes it must-see TV, but it also, you don't get to just coast your way to a fucking bye anymore. So Phillip Rivers has a chance to put the Bills to bed, huh? This is the craziest season of quarterbacks. Yeah, old man Joe Flacco plays for 2 teams in the AFC North. Nice. That's awesome, Jazz. I hate the Ravens. Lamar shouldn't have been out there on that hamstring. Pittsburgh should beat Cleveland. Myles Garrett should break the record. That's good. Drake May is so fun to watch. I wish he weren't a Patriot, but I'm also glad he's a Patriot. The Patriots went that it sucks to see a team be good for 20 years and then fall off the face of the planet, in my opinion. So that they have a relevant quarterback. He's good. He's future proof. And he's already matured so fast in his second year. He's fun to watch. I'm glad he's a Patriot. I'm glad Tua's done in Miami. God. Ewers is fine. I don't know if he's ever going to be a starter. He was fine. He was better than Tua. Yeah, I agree. It's also a bummer that the 2 games that really eliminated them, when he came back, he threw those just absolute terrible picks. But yeah, Burrow looks good. Burrow's still Burrow, and he put up 45 on the lowly Dolphins. He's raised a lot of eyebrows using the sentence structure, if I want to keep doing this. But I don't know. I think it's good that they tried to build on what they were doing this year, and they were talking before and after the game about, and even during the game, about building toward next year. Like, they're still under contract. they got to do something about the O-line. They got to figure that out. They got to run the ball more. I don't know. Can't run the ball if you don't have a good O-line, so they got to figure out the O-line. No, I don't think he moves. I don't think he means that he's going to hold out or retire or force a trade. I think he was trying to say he was frustrated that they lost because he threw a pick, and he's trying to get back to having fun instead of throwing picks because, you know, he's thinking about whether his foot hurts or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what he meant, but I don't think he's going to try to force his way out. He would be too expensive to begin with. And why would he bail on Jamar and Higgins like that? That'd be a deeply fucked up thing to do. I would be annoyed with him if he did that. Like, let me get this long-term contract here, and then use my long-term contract to advocate that you two get long-term contracts, and then let me use my long-term contract to get the fuck out of here. That would be fucked up. No. I think that the media in Cincinnati are dumb, and they asked Joe Burrow, who is a very smart person. His comments are interesting. I think Joe is just smarter than the media there, and I think that he was trying to reach out to them, and he was just not using the best words. His comments are certainly interesting. I'll watch him play wherever he plays, but I hope he doesn't. I hope he doesn't force his way out of Cincy. I hope they finish the season strong. They have a good off season, and they start next season on a real heater. Come out like 6-1 or something. I don't know. He was talking with somebody. I don't remember whether it was a broadcast or where I heard this, but he was talking about wanting to go and connect with Matthew Stafford and ask him how he got through the mentals of getting through all those rehabs, all the injuries, and all the losing. Mm-hmm. If there's anybody who can speak to it, playing for a just absolute garbage team, getting beat all to dog shit, losing your best years, it's Matthew Stafford for sure. And then sticking it out for contract after contract after contract, and then finally getting recognized for what you do and how you play and who you are when you go to a contending team. And so I think if you're Burrow, it's got to just fuck him up the way the Brown family does business, with the way they're not really competing for NFL. They're not really competing for Super Bowls every year. I choose to think that he's a mature young man, and if I want to keep doing this, I need to have fun. I need to be having fun. I think that was just poor word choice in front of a not very good media group. I think if there were any real I agree, Jazz. The playoffs should be interesting. Yeah, the team that I think everybody would have said coming into this weekend, or at least coming into this week, I think that everybody would have agreed that the Rams were the best team in football, and then they got beat by the Seahawks. So I agree with you. It's a pretty even playing field right now. And hey, Eric, what's up, buddy? I agree with you. You're chilling. Good to hear it, buddy. It's great to be seen by you, Eric. Yeah, Jazz. Hopefully this year isn't a bunch of wild card round blowouts. That's how I remember the last few years. It's totally uncompetitive wildcard rounds. But I also think that we knew that the first 5 or 10 years after expanding the playoffs would result in blowouts. That the teams that were making it in weren't competitive yet until that spot became coveted, right? And now we're going to have 10-win teams that miss the playoffs, and that's awesome. Which has people asking whether the divisions should mean as much as they do, and I don't think I don't think winning a division should come with an automatic. I don't think it should come with an automatic seed. I do think it should be. I do think it should be by records. But I also think that winning the division should guarantee you a spot in the playoffs. So if you have a division like the AFC South or the NFC South always are, where they beat one another up real bad, and so the winner of that division is actually 8-9 or whatever, I don't think that should eliminate you from the playoffs, but I do think it should make you the lowest seed. I don't think you should get a home game for that. But I get why they do. I'm not calling the whole playoffs seeding into question. I'm saying that I think we knew this was going to happen. Maybe I'm wrong. I've been wrong before. But I remember this being the conversation when they were talking about expanding the playoff seeding. Is like, well, the wild card is usually, the wild card is usually the worst card or the worst team in the playoffs. So those teams are probably going to get bounced early and often. But we have the expanded playoff field, and that's all that really matters. Frankly, I would be okay with a playoff field that included all 32 teams. Let a 1-11 or let a 1-16 team go on a run in the playoffs and pull off a Super Bowl with a 1-16 record from the regular season. I don't give a shit. If you can go on a run, you can go on a run. That's the Chaos League, where the regular season doesn't really matter at all. Actually, it would still matter for seeding. And then you just have a expanded bye week schedule. I don't know how you'd do it, but it would be awesome. Although somebody out there is thinking that's basically what the last 5 weeks of the regular season is, and I agree with that too. Because most of the teams start playing the math. They don't start playing their opponent. They start playing the math of the playoff seeding. And so I think if you said that the last 5 weeks of the regular season are that, because there are a lot of teams that end up with nothing to play for. Except for knocking the team that they're playing lower in the seeding or higher in the draft for next year.
night, nerds.
I've accomplished my micro goals for the night.
It is not 4 a.m. But I do think I'm going to turn in, try to get some sleep. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the conversation. If you want more of it, or at least you want more of the conversation that follows me, of the people who follow me and conversation, you can join the Discord. I don't much engage there. I created that so you guys can get to know one another there. But yeah, I think I'm gonna try to lay down and let my back stop hurting quite so much. And I gotta pee anyway. So you guys have a good night. Thanks for hanging out with me. I never have to question whether I am alone or not because you guys show up. Oh yeah, I'm out, Eric. Have a good night, buddy. Take care, all of you.